Hi, hello. Oh, my camera. Okay. Hi, hello. Um, this is day 2 of Beyond Taylor's challenge, pretty much. This time we're supposed to post something from our drafts, I believe it was, and I was looking through my phone and I couldn't really find a video of anything. But then I remembered that I actually had a memo, like a voice note, that I made in the middle of the night last year I believe it was in November. And so I listened to it, and it's just really interesting and kind of funny to see what it was about, because you'll hear it. So for this video, what I'm thinking is I'll combine some footage of me doing what I'm doing now and have the voice note as an overlay, because it is almost 20 minutes long. But the voice note is titled 3 a.m. Thoughts, Heaven and Hell Begin in the Mind. And it was something I recorded after I was listening to or watching a Neuro video. If you don't know Neuro from Neuro Knowledge, highly recommend to watch. It's very interesting. A lot of food for thought. But yeah, so I like to take a shower. I'm gonna roll something so I can go outside and have a smoke, and yeah, that's gonna be the video of me. So you have something to watch, basically, as I'll have me doing my thing, and then I'll play the voice note on top of it, and that'll be the video. Okay. Wondering why it's a low light in my room? Just a little side note. I just moved. I moved to a new place with my family, and there's the overhead light here is too bright. I don't like it. So I have a very yellow lamp I use at nighttime, and that's what this is causing, this very yellowy tinge, and I honestly don't care to to change it. I just finished watching Nero's video about how to receive your manifestation is to first enter a state of mind where you are peaceful, you're calm, you've embodied serenity. Because without it, you'll always be in a state of hell instead of a state of heaven. And in the Bible, it's stated that you should seek first the kingdom of God, and then things will soon be added after. But the problem is that nowadays we seek those material fulfillments here on earth first, because we want those things, we desire those things. We desire them so much, maybe not even for the things for themselves, but you know, how those things would make you feel. So, I don't know. Let's go with, what's the date today? It's November 19th, 2024 currently. And I will be so fucking for real right now and say that I don't know where I'm fucking going. I don't have a full grasp on what I'm doing, what I want to do, who I am, all the great existential crisis things that you have in your late 20s. I'm 27, I'm about to or just entering my Saturnian, my Saturn retrograde. I mean, that'll happen more so on my birthday, but I digress. this state of being lost in a forest, walking down a road. And every so often I get so afraid of what I might find, of what I might come across, of what might made to be known through that darkness, that I stop. I stop on my path, and I'm frozen by fear and the what ifs. And I'm crying because that's what it feels like. You know, I don't know why I decided to even make a voice note, but I'm doing it this way because perhaps I feel like I have not been able to fully speak my voice authentically without any judgment. I'm fucking crying right now. Ignore that. I'm sure many other people have felt the same way, if not very similar feelings to me. And there's just this feeling, of worthlessness, completely drenched in worthlessness as all these other feelings. And that's what it comes down to, isn't it? It's what we believe we are worth. It's what we believe we deserve. And so all of these self-limiting beliefs telling us we're not good enough, we don't have enough, I'm broke, I'll never find love, I'll always be alone. Things like this that we constantly tell ourselves, our subconscious mind brings straight into the conscious. And whether, or not, this is an intentional thing, because more often than not, it is not an intentional thing. We want something so bad, and we're so emotionally dependent on seeing it in our reality, seeing that reality change, and then being so fucking disappointed when it doesn't. And then you're constantly in this state of chasing what you want instead of already be happy with the things that you have. And I know in a lot of cases this is a difficult thing to grasp. Sorry. Especially if, you, for example, are not in a great living environment or in an unsafe environment. And how do you feel those feelings now that you want, that are directly tied to your desires, the desires that you want from reality? How do you feel those feelings right now with what you have? Maybe, you have to do those affirmations directly in the mirror, looking at yourself, to each their own. Personally, I couldn't do that one. I felt like I was lying to myself. It's not funny. I mean, it's kind of funny. I don't know. I remember I was trying to do, talking to myself in the mirror to, I don't know, affirm myself, I guess you could say. But I could not, for the life of me, tell myself that I love myself or I love you. It would not
the words will not leave my mouth because I did not believe them. And I couldn't lie to my face like that. So fucking sad. Anyways, back to Nero's thing. What I've realized, or at least what I've been contemplating and thinking about, is yes, I've been told that I've been many readings that I watch on YouTube because I enjoy them so much, but that you really do have to be happy where you are right now in order for any of your manifestations to come true. Because if you believe you don't have it right now, you don't have those feelings that you want from those things right now, then you will always not have those things. Because you will always be in that state of you don't have it. So you're sending out the frequency. You don't have it because you desire it so badly. There's this desperation. This feeling of desperation literally coating everything. And that tells the universe, that tells the world, that tells your reality that you don't have it. So what does it do? It confirms your beliefs. That's why people say, these self-limiting beliefs are harmful, because they're subconscious and they're causing you to I don't really know what I'm saying. Or I lost my train of thought. It's like 3 a.m. right now. Anyways, I don't know. I do know that a feeling of detachment is definitely necessary for me. A feeling of, detaching to my desires so that I am not so dependent on seeing that reality change. It really is to reaffirm that those feelings that I want to feel, I can feel them now. I can choose to feel them now. Whether that needs to be supported through visualization or journaling, whatever helps you feel those feelings you want to feel right fucking now will work. Because that emotional energy is, I'd say, even a catalyst to your desires manifesting. But you always have to feel that in the sense of now, and you have to detach from that desperation of seeing your reality change. You have to believe. You have to feel it like you have it right now. So let's think about what I want to feel. Because whenever I think about, well, what do I want to be? Who do I become? What do I don't do for work? I go into fucking circles, little circles, talking myself in a fucking rut because I can't figure it out. But maybe I'm just not figuring out right now because my mind isn't clear. It's not clear on the feelings that I want. I mean, maybe that's easier to say. The feelings that I want are easier to say because obviously, I want to feel joy. I want to feel excitement. I want to see fulfillment. I want to feel serene, completely zened out. All these happy feelings. But how do I get there? But even that thought of how do I get there is telling me and telling the universe that I'm don't have it. Therefore, it's not here. Therefore, it won't be here. You know? I would have to reaffirm that I have more than enough. One of the things I would say to myself a lot before I won a scratch ticket for $200, oddly enough, but I kept saying about money because there are beliefs in regards to money that need to be rewritten. And, you know, it's saying I have more than enough. I don't need anything. As soon as I need something, that means I don't have the thing that I want. I hope turning to instead, I know something. I know it'll happen. I know it'll come. I have more than enough. I have wealth. I have abundance. I have connection. I have joy. I have peace. I have fulfillment. Another one that Nero talked about for one of the 3 phrases you shouldn't say is, well, the religious version was if God wills it, or if it's meant to be, which I am definitely guilty of saying, well, if it's meant to be, then it'll happen, leaving it up to fate. And you know, some, I guess you could call them why can't I, philosophers, I can't say the word. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. But he talks about, I forget what I was talking about philosophers, I'm pretty sure that's how you say the word. They talk about how people use fate as like a false god, and that instead of taking full control, and not even control, but like responsibility and accountability for your state of world right now. And I say that with so much love and compassion. I don't mean to say you should shit on yourself, you should shame yourself, because those are all fucking low vibrational emotions, and you don't want those feelings. And shame is probably one of the fucking worst ones you can give yourself, because talk to yourself like a British friend who's going through a damn rut. You wouldn't shame them into getting out of it. Like, why would you do that? Why would you shame yourself into, say, losing the weight? Why would you hate yourself through the whole fucking journey? That sounds so exhausting. But I understand it too. Because a lot of the time, the things that are catalysts to some form of change is the desire to not feel that way anymore. And if we don't want to feel that anymore, we take some aligned action to get what we want in hopes of not feeling that way anymore. And in terms of weight loss, I've heard of people who, you know, yes, they've lost the weight, but they're still not happy with their bodies. And I think that is because it's an underlying issue of circling right back to Nero's video, that they're not in a state of heaven when they got the thing that they thought would give them that feeling, you know? So they lose this weight and they're not fucking happy with themselves, because instead of working on themselves mentally and accepting their bodies as they are right in this fucking moment, they were chasing this quote unquote perfect body, and once they lose the weight, they never reach that perfect body, because the idea of perfect is so subjective. It's not real. Like, perfectionism, as they like to say, yes, I also agree. Well, perfectionism, even comparison is the thief of all joy, but perfectionism is an impossible feat. Perfectionism causes so much fucking procrastination. Going on a fucking rant. Anyways, I really do believe that right now, in this moment, working on my self-limiting beliefs, like being highly aware of those beliefs, and when they come up in my thought, when I say, oh shit, I need money. No, I have money. I have more than enough. Or I'll say, well, I hope this like goal goes well. It's like, no, I know it'll go well. And you know what? Even if it doesn't, you still have to reaffirm yourself that it will. Because there probably will be a chance where, like, well, it wasn't meant to be, so whatever. In that case, after the disappointment, maybe that's okay with saying it, but at the same time, it makes you think, like, did you actually really want it, or did you, like, you want the illusion of that thing? That's a whole other fucking tangent, too, that I've been thinking about. Do I really want this thing for the sake of wanting this thing, or do I want this thing because of the illusion it gives me of what I'll get if I have this thing? Now that's a different type of mindfuck. Another reflection to talk about. Alright, it's almost 4 in the fucking morning. I'm gonna try to sleep now. Night.